We just got some really good news for Pokemon on the Switch. So if you don't already know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have so many bugs and glitches, frame rate issues, just a ton of random stuff. So these games are super fun. Like Generation 9, the fun factor is high. I absolutely loved playing these games, but man, these bugs and frame rate issues, the visual glitches, a lot of this stuff really just hindered my overall feeling about the game. I really do think if this game dropped in 2022 originally with no issues of the frame rate and just the lag and glitches and the random stuff that would happen when you're playing, I really think this probably would have been one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. So we just got some really good and amazing news for these games, Generation 9, which is also good news for the future, because if these games are getting these upgrades, that means the next Pokemon games on the Switch 2 are just probably going to drop and release with no issues, right? At least we hope, because in the modern day and age with Game Freak, you just never know. So like I said, we already knew that these games were going to get upgrades, they announced that months ago, but we just got more specific details about the update. So the visuals optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality, frame rate improved for smoother movement on the Nintendo Switch 2. So that means the frame rate is going to go up, which hopefully it's 60 FPS. That would be awesome. I mean, I could definitely see it not being 60 FPS, but Legends ZA on the Switch 2, I think is going to run at 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure the Switch 2 is going to be able to support 4K 60 FPS for that game, which is amazing. So I can only hope that Scarlet and Violet are both going to also run at 60 FPS, 4K resolution. Which, of course, the handheld mode of the Switch 2 isn't 4K. I think it only supports 1080p. But the dock, if you have the Switch 2 in the dock and you have a 4K TV, then that's how you'll be able to access, the 4K resolution and everything. What the crazy thing is that these games should have already dropped and released with no issues on the Switch 1. But I'm going to take what we can get, right? Any news that's good and that's, pushing Pokemon forward is good news to me, because Legends ZA we already know is going to be 60 FPS 4K, and that means the next generation of Pokemon Gen 10, which is probably coming out next year, as I've already mentioned 100 times on the channel. I've been making a lot of Gen 10 videos because it's been so interesting to me recently. But that means that Generation 10 is most likely also going to be 60 FPS 4K. I mean, it would be cool if we got 120 FPS or even 90, but I'm honestly happy with 60 FPS though. I feel like that's, at least what we could get for an open world Pokemon game. So I'm hopeful for the future of Pokemon with these updates, and the Switch 2 is really going to allow us to just push Pokemon forward. It's really going to make Pokemon games bigger and better, even Zelda games, which Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch 1 already look phenomenal. So it's going to be insane to see what the next Zelda open world game is going to look like on the Switch 2, because it's probably going to be insane, and I hope they hold Pokemon up to the same standard. I hope Game Freak and Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, whatever, I hope that they lock in and just really hold Pokemon to the same standard as a Zelda open world game. My goal is to reach 3,000 subscribers before the end of this year. If you guys don't mind supporting the channel, leaving a like, subscribing, turning on the post notifications so you don't miss all the brand new Pokemon updates, Pokemon leaks, or just fun videos in general about Pokemon. Shout out to the member of the week, Robert. Your support goes such a long way, man. I really do appreciate it. Also, guys, make sure to check out my Discord server. Link is in the description, as well as my second channel, Fundora's Clips, where I'm trying to reach 300 subscribers. Any support goes such a long way, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. The community that we have is so awesome, and I'm just so thankful for where this channel has gone the last, couple of months. It's truly insane. So just thank you guys so much. All right, back to the rest of the video. We also have screenshots that the Pokemon Company have released of the new 4K, I guess, resolution of Scarlet and Violet. It's definitely going to look better, when you actually are playing it yourself in-game, because, me downloading this picture and showing it on the video, it's going to lower the quality and resolution a little bit. So it's going to look a little better when you're actually playing it yourself. I'm really excited to play Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2. I still don't have a pre-order. The Switch 2 literally comes out in 3 weeks or so, and I'm just bro, I need to get a Switch 2 pre-order. I just don't know how to get one because, Walmart, Target, GameStop, whatever, they're all sold out. I don't really trust Best Buy. They're still sold out, but I've pre-ordered 3 things on Best Buy before that I never actually got, and they canceled my order. Or one time they didn't even give me a refund, which was insane. I didn't even get the product or a refund. So for that reason alone, I would be wary about Best Buy because, they're kind of crazy over there. But anyways, I need to get a Switch 2 pre-order because I want to be playing Scarlet and Violet with this new upgrade, because I really enjoyed playing Scarlet and Violet when they first dropped, and the DLC was awesome. So I just want to see what the game looks like how this game performs, and like what we missed out on. I just am so curious to see what we missed out on for 3 years. So if you guys got a Switch 2 pre-order, let me know. I just want to know how many of you guys actually did get one. And I did do like the thing on the Nintendo.com website where you register with your Nintendo account if you meet the criteria, which, you know, they accepted my, I guess, request. I never got the email, unfortunately, so I'm hoping that they send some more out because I heard they're gonna do different waves of like pre-orders on the website, so I'm just hoping that I'm in one of the next waves. I just unfortunately wasn't in one of the first ones, but I also didn't register that quickly. Like, I kind of waited a while, which was a little dumb on my part, but it's okay. And now as far as like the graphics go for the game, like the graphics are gonna pretty much look the same. Everything will definitely look better because of, you know, just like the 4K and the 60 FPS and not having all these random glitches and bugs. Like, I'm hoping that the NPCs walking aren't looking like they're, you know, at 1 FPS, because some of the NPCs in the game are just insane. You know, some Pokemon just act funny, or just the grass, you know, looks just unrendered. So I'm hoping that like overall the game just feels a lot more fluid and just a lot more alive, I guess. I use that term a lot, like just saying I want Pokemon games to look alive, but I really do think that with the higher FPS and the frame rate issues and stuff, I think it's going to be better looking. However, like I said, the graphics are pretty much going to look the same. Like, they're not upgrading the graphics. Like, this is not going to be like a remake or whatever, or like a real big like makeover. They're just upscaling the game to perform better on the Switch 2, which is so interesting to me because it's like, what was holding them back on the Switch 1? Was it literally the Switch 1 hardware and the game, like, they maxed out whatever the, I guess, specs are? Like, could they not do this on the Switch 1? Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom don't really have nearly as many issues as these games. It is kind of weird. I mean, I'm not going to really hold it against them anymore because, you know, this game came out 3 years ago at this point. I'm just ready for Legends ZA and just the future of Pokemon. And like I said, I'm still hyped to play Scarlet and Violet again, and I really would love to do live streams for you. So if I do actually end up getting a Switch 2 pre-order and I can get the Switch 2, you know, the day it comes out or like a day after or whatever, I'm going to be doing live streams of Scarlet and Violet. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you can see just how the game looks, because I am very excited to see how it looks. I also think that they increased the spawn rate. Central League says the spawn rate of Pokemon has definitely increased, so I'm hoping that because, you know, the Switch 2's hardware and specs are better, that they could have more Pokemon show up on a screen. So it would be really cool if the spawn rate did go up. It would be better for shiny hunters as well, because we would have more Pokemon, you know, coming up. And it would be cool to also see like maybe Pokemon spawning in from a farther distance, like the render distance, I'm hoping is a little bit improved. And like I said, I mean, looking at these screenshots, it's like the game still looks the same. Like, overall, the game is going to look basically the same. It's just going to be performing so much better. It's one of those things where it's like you have to play it yourself to really see the difference, or even just maybe like watch, you know, clips online or live streams or gameplay footage of just to see the true difference of what it looks like on the Switch 2 compared to the Switch 1. And it's going to be interesting to see like what this does for the sales of Scarlet and Violet, because I'm wondering, are people going to be buying Scarlet and Violet that never played Scarlet and Violet because they heard about all these issues, even though Scarlet and Violet, I think, were one of, if not the highest selling Pokemon games of all time. So like most people that have a Switch, you know, and that are going to get a Switch 2 probably already own Scarlet and Violet. So for that reason alone, I'm pretty interested to see, like, you know, are more people going to play Scarlet and Violet? Is this going to really revive Scarlet and Violet? You know, these games are still, like, pretty big. People are still playing these games 24/7, right? But I'm just curious to see, like, is this really going to cause a big resurgence of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet gameplay on the internet? I guess we'll see. Let me know what you think about this upgrade. I know it kind of sounds like stupid because we should have already had this, and it's like, why are you even reporting on this? I just think it's cool because it's a good direction for Pokemon, and it's good news for the Switch 2 because it shows that the Switch 2 is capable of having better Pokemon games that run better. So, like I said, Legends ZA is already going to be better on the Switch 2, and we already know that Pokemon Gen 10 is going to be better on the Switch 2 as well. I'm also hoping this doesn't mean that Legends ZA is going to perform poorly on the Switch 1 because of the upgrade that the Switch 2 is going to have. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below BACON just to confuse the people that aren't watching this far in the video. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really, truly do appreciate it. Alright, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.